we go, let's get those wheels out on the road. It may get dusty, but that's the way she goes. We'll build some greasy old cars and drink our AGD. Hey, don't you know, it's partly built.
Alright, Saturday, we're back. What are we doing this morning, Josh?
Lots and lots of welding, filler pieces, and making sure the body doesn't fall off.
So we got the wheels all pulled off so we can actually get in the wheel wells. We got a little bit of work left to do on the patches I made at the front. And then the plan this morning is to get started on inner fenders and try and get the inner fenders knocked out this morning. We're starting to plan out our hitch and get that figured out. I'm going to clean up some wiring today. I got a couple little jobs I need to do while he's doing the stuff that matters, you know, welding, because I can't. So I kind of cut this out a little bigger here so it's easier to fit a single sheet in. It doesn't have all the bends in it. From this side must have been bent up in an accident because nothing here is quite square like it should be, and you can see all these ripples here. So I kind of got most of the bad stuff out so that I'll be able to, after Josh welds the ECM mount in a little better, I'll be able to patch this in, most of it as one piece anyway, and then we'll figure out what we're doing for the rest of the inner fender here. But Josh is just finishing welding in the first front corner patch, and then he'll go to the other side, and then we'll come over here and start with this. And then we also got to figure out a way to tie what's left of the body into the inner fender for now, just so it has some sort of structure and closes the cab up somewhat. But I'm hoping today we'll be done with boxing in the inner fenders front and back, but we'll see how far we get. So I made my little template and I kind of got it drawn here. It's tough to see. It's tough to see on camera, but it's also tough to see in real life. So I'm going to get that cut out, and I'll bring it over and I'll test fit it, and I'll cut off the little bits I need to as I'm test fitting. But Josh has got this panel all, I think he's done welding as much as he's gonna, and we'll just seam seal the rest of it. So he should be moving on to the other side now. While Josh was welding up front, I was doing important things, adding exhaust tips because it just looks better, and we had them.
Waste another 20 horse.
Between that and the sticker, basically tripled the power of the Beetle. Okay, so Josh had to run some water out to his brother who's spraying, but Josh got most of this panel welded in, and then you can tell the parts I did because it's really ugly, and the parts Josh did because they're much nicer. But I cut this off pretty much flush, bent it kind of into shape, made a fill panel, filled it. This is the fill panel I made before Josh got that all welded in. So we got a little bit of cleanup and some spot welding to do on all the seams here. And then we'll clean this up quite a bit at the bottom and the top here. And then this side of the tail panel is done. So then we can start filling in around the struts and doing the inner fender. But before we do the inner fender, I think we should get this boxed in here so that the cab is sealed off from the engine down here. We got to finish welding in this panel, make a panel for in here. Yeah, and then put an inner fender and connect it to the outer fender. Well, the body, I guess. What's left of the body. But I mean, the exhaust tips look good, so that's what matters. But yeah, I'm just going to keep grinding and cutting and tacking stuff in. I probably should have left that for Josh to weld, but ambition got the better of me, so I'll keep tinkering away here. So I ground it down so it's not quite as ugly. Ground it a little thin right here. Ground the weld out of there, kind of everywhere Josh has to, you know, attempt to make look good. Filled in the bottom here, I don't know if I showed that on the last clip. And then I trimmed a lot of this extra steel off the edge, so we'll just weld together the seams here for strength. And then I did the same on the other side, and we'll do the same thing here. And once Josh gets this bent up, he's going to fix this bent up section right away here, because when you close this, there's a giant gap here where the body's been mangled from an accident of some sort. So he's going to try and straighten out this section before we fill this. So that'll kind of be the next step. Once he gets back, we'll straighten this section, we'll fill this, we'll weld in the ECM mount a little better, and then we'll either keep going on this side for boxing in the inner fender and around the strut tower, or we'll go to the other side. But that's kind of where we're at. We're just kind of filling in on the back here, and it's already looking much better. So we'll just keep tinkering away on stuff, and then hopefully we can figure out what we're going to do with fenders too. Probably not today, but it's on the list. Want me to show you how to use those?
Oh, probably.
We did do the most important part though. We got the Z24 badge on.
Speed.
So as you can see, the gap is already better than it was. Still not perfect. Are you going to be able to live with yourself? It's not perfect.
Have you seen the rest of the car?
It's okay. When you eventually send this thing away for paint, it'll be the body guy's problem.
Yeah.
So we pretty much got the tail panel tacked in. Well, not tacked, it's fully welded in. And I guess not pretty much, it's there. I got a patch in here Josh has got to finish welding in. I got one on the other side. And then we tacked in the rail here, the door sill, and then replaced this rusted out chunk. It's just tacked in there. And then we pulled the Bondo off the bottom of the quarter. This is how you use Bondo, right Josh? That's an adequate amount?
100%. That's probably all that held the body onto the pan.
That is probably all that held the body to the pan. So we got to replace basically the whole quarter on both sides. But we're not having much luck finding them. So we might end up building at least the bottom half of this just to get us by. But that's not a today thing. We're going to keep boxing in the engine here. What a way to destroy perfectly good factory sheet metal.
Yeah. Well, it's an ultra rare car. You know, fuck it.
So we went outside and we were able to scavenge a piece of metal that we probably shouldn't have cut off. But that's okay. And we're going to order 6-inch patch panels for the bottom of this quarter and a 16-inch for the other one. So it should replace this chunk of the rail and the bottom that's no good there. But we're going to tie this in the whole way. Actually, we can spot weld that right there, right now. Get this all welded back on, and then we notched our fender. It's over there. We got a little clearancing left to do to fit around the tower here. And I have one more piece of the rail that'll have to go back in right here. And then we could actually hang the driver's side fender. Passenger side, we were looking and looking and looking for this rail and we couldn't find it anywhere. Then I looked at the fender and all the bolts and nuts are all still in it because there was literally nothing left of that rail. It was so rotted out. So we're going to get that welded in and probably this patch panel welded in yet today and get this on, and then we'll test fit that panel and we'll see how far the wheel sticks out, because you can see the spacer past the fender, so it's going to look good.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, tell us the problem.
Well, there isn't really a problem. But, tires might touch the fenders.
What makes you say that? I mean, the stick out is like 1970s awesome, but we'll have to see when we put weight on it, because, yeah, they are close. But that looks mean. Oh, you know, I don't know if there's a better way to end today's video than that right there, because I'm ready to go home.
It looks good.
It does look good. So that That's as far as as far as I'm getting today. I don't know if he's going to keep working, but yeah, we're the patch panel, and then fill a few more pieces, and then we're done with the inner fender on this side. And then the other side we got quite a bit to do, but we'll have to cut out a chunk that we put in once we get the patch panel. So we're kind of at a standstill on the other side till the patch panel shows up, but we could finish this side, and then he can worry about fixing his damage to his fender. But I mean, I can get stuff wired up. Like, this is going good. So we'll catch you, well, it'll be Monday for me, but next week for you guys. Take it easy.